Welcome back to Guessagaingaming. I know I said in the last video I was going to do a Phoenix Point video now, and I will be, but actually I was playing one of my own. I've got about 3 ongoing versions of Watch Dogs Legion last night, and one of them I got to this mission which is called Belly of the Beast. It's a very difficult mission in this game. I've gone past it in the other games I've been playing, but not in this one. And it occurred to me that actually there's a few things, there's lots of good videos online that show you how to do the difficult part very well, but there's a few things I could add to it that I haven't seen anyone add to, just layman's thoughts really. And this is a difficult mission. I've read that people gave up the game because they couldn't get through it. And you can't progress the game if you don't go through this mission. Even though there's still things you can do, you can keep doing other bits and pieces, you can't continue the story unless you do this mission. The first thing I would say from the outset is when you do it, before you've kind of considered like the mission, and when you've done other missions in this, you may feel like I felt the first time I did this and failed, that it's almost impossible. And if you're not a person that's good at, because you'll see this, it's almost like a 2-part mission. There's a kind of normal part, and then there's a kind of part that means flying a very tiny drone through circuitry. It's difficult. And if you're not good at that kind of thing, which I'm not, it can be really impossible. And I almost gave up the first time I did it. But what you have to do is just keep going and, you know, watch a few videos, see how other people did it. And it's actually, once you know how to do it, and I'm absolutely rubbish at those tiny movement traversal kind of things, if I can do it, anyone can do it, and that's no lie. So the first part is kind of is not simple, but it's a straightforward kind of Watch Dogs Legion mission. You've got to break into this place to get to the part where you have to get the tech. Now, it tells you when you get here that you need a spider bot to access the lift to get to the higher floors, and that's true. But then how you will do that is different depending on what you want to do. So the first few times I did this, I used cameras, which they're all over the place there, and there's a drone you can hack, and you can try and hack a spider bot in there. You can see on the left hand side in that mini map, there's a spider bot in there. Like I said, there's always spider bots and the things you need. You don't need to bring someone with one. In fact, I would recommend 100% you still bring the stealth cloak on this mission. But there is a spider bot if you want one. But then you've got to try and avoid all these guards seeing your hacked spider bot run to where you need to get, which is over there somewhere. And also you can hack the drone to hack the spider bot, but then they'll possibly sense the drone's hacked. So it's one way to do it, but it's not the only way. And I'm not suggesting the way I'm going to do it is better, but there is another way, because you don't, it's again, sometimes the game suggests to you that you have to do things in a certain way. You need a spider bot and you'll think you need to do it in a stealth way, but you kind of don't, because eventually in that mission you kind of have to kill people anyway. It's very hard not to, and if you do get through stealth, that's fine, but that's not the main part of the mission. The later part is the hard part. So you can't get through the gate up there, it's locked, and the lock's inside. But what you can do is you can walk and swim round here, so you don't have to go through the main barriers. And just so there's a guard there. It's not a simple mission, but it depends how you want to do it, because you don't have to do it in a stealth way at all. So in keeping with that, I brought someone with no silencer gun. She's a person that's got 2 good real handguns, and they can be good. You don't want everyone with that, but having 2 handguns, and I think the smaller gun is fast loading and has more ammo, and the other gun does a lot of damage. So having 2 handguns can be very useful, because the big handgun deals lots of damage against drone, especially one of those combat drones, and the smaller one, there's a nice piece of tech there which we will have. So we've kind of opened up everything a bit. And again, if you wanted to, you can keep doing it in stealth, but what you can do in this is you can do it in a kind of, you can do it in both. You can do it in stealth, but you don't have to do it in stealth. See, as you can see, that wasn't very stealthy. So you can do it in stealth, but you don't have to. And now we've got through the back, you can see there, we've got access to the building without having to go through those hoops of flying around and finding cameras. And that's not a worse or better way, it's just a slightly more complicated way, because I found it's easier in this mission to actually go in all guns blazing, so to speak. I know I've not gone in literally all guns blazing, but it's kind of simpler to approach it in a more normal way rather than I need to do this whole thing in stealth. So and now we're just going to try and take out as many people as we can before they realise what's happening. There's not a huge amount considering where it is, so you'll have to shoot a few drones that will alert everybody that's left. But as you can see, it's not, you know, we've been in plenty of missions, I've shown you other missions where there's absolutely tons of guards. Use that heavy damage gun now, but there's not. I really want to kill that guy up there. Okay. But there's not. But there's not tons. And there's not tons of combat drones and things, and like I said, they're not actually in the building. There's one outside, I think, but it's not here, so you know, and that gun's good, you can take out people very quickly. We'll want that key, probably. If you get to these things, you haven't got time to shoot them, and that will clear the circuit in case you want to go somewhere later on. And these people to kill, but once you've killed them, they're dead. That sounds simplistic, but what I mean is, if you killed everyone in here, you can then do the mission at your leisure. You can hack anything you want, and there's nobody left to kill. So and as you can see, it's not plain sailing, but compared to some of the missions where you have compared to some missions where you have more than one combat drone at the same time and they're all attacking you, this isn't that difficult. I mean, we've taken out everybody without real
that's fucking fire.
problem. And now we can kind of do what we want at our leisure. There's no rush because we killed everybody. So then you can just go and hack the spider bot. And you can see from the amount of people there are in here, it would have been hard. I mean, we've only got to go from here to there, but it would have been difficult. So what you need to do next is up here.
Look round for anything named Themis.
Will do.
Is there, and that's the first part of the mission.
Well, if I was hiding a top-secret, morally dubious drone project like Themis, I would put it in the secure vault on the lowest level. You will have to hack your way past some pretty serious security, however.
Okay, so that's the first part of the mission, kind of. You've gone in, you have to go to
the secure vault that houses Themis is locked down. You will have to access the bypass terminal to use it. You will require a spider bot.
Yes. So that's the first part. You have to go to the top floor, basically get the blueprint for the building so that Bagley can tell you where to go. And then once you've done that, it's another one of those. Always unlock these things because you never know what it might unlock and you may want to use it. When you finish this mission, by the way, you literally just have to run down one corridor. You don't have to run out of the whole building, so you won't need an escape route. So, okay, now we've done that part, then we come to that spider bot bit, which I just showed you. So, as I showed you before, the part where you need, and it's there, and I just showed you, before you've got the blueprint, you won't be able to door. So now we've done the top part. I'll show you the actual real mission bit. You get the spider bot. It's actually possible, because I've done it, it's actually possible to leave the building now because you've got the first part, which is the blueprint. You can actually leave the building now and come back again and use the spider bot, and the first part of the mission's done, getting the blueprint, but then you'll have to kill the guards and get the spider bot, so it's not worth it. I think I did it once because I ran out of time, so I was doing something else. So this bit is obviously, now it's simple because the spider bot's got no guards to worry about. You can literally do it in your own time. You don't need the spider bot anymore, so that can stay there. Plenty of spider bots in loads of different places in all these buildings that various people have used. So there's the circuit, which is now activated. You just go up there. There's a small loading screen. And the thing with this mission, one of the things I've not seen anyone kind of mention, and I've not watched every single video, I think I've watched one or two, is the fact that
Sebastian and the rest of the microdrones to bypass security.
In the next bit, there's two.
That laser array, I suggest a spider bot.
Anyway, suggest spider bots for everything. There's two kind of bits. There's a bit where you have to get through those lasers, and the second part where you have to get through the vent with a very small micro drone. And both parts, this part, which we're going to do now, when you do it, if you get fried, there's five laser arrays. If you get fried, you don't go back to the beginning. All you do is go back to the beginning of the room. So it's not as shocking and scary as you might think it is. Like, oh my god, I'll have to go through that whole mission again and do all this thing. So all you do, this part's straightforward. You just do what's kind of obvious. If you know this game and you're already played this game, lots have got to this point, you just follow what's obvious. So there's obviously a path which is kind of there, shows you kind of where to go, follow the only way you can go really. You get to here, there's a nice little open grid, you go through this, you go through that, you go around here. And then you drop down. And there are the laser things, and there's us at the other end, and we want to deactivate these lasers. So there's a little group, and by looking at them, you can kind of work out what you need to do. If what happens, so I'll show you in case I do. So if you get caught and the alarm goes off, don't worry, because that happens. But remember, we've killed everybody. So that doesn't matter anyway. Even if we haven't killed anybody, nobody comes. So if the alarm goes off, it doesn't make any difference. It's just a distraction. Even if you haven't killed anybody, you've done the first part in stealth. Nobody comes. You're not going to get busted. You just go to this point, reset the alarm, and you can do it again, and that's all you need to do. So there's no real pressure on this bit, because you just have to go back to there. So you just run through the first one when the thing goes. This one, they go up, and you have to jump over them. This one, okay, I got busted because I ran too quickly, but you have to run through it. They're all, and it's good actually because I can show you what you do. You go back to here, you just reset it, and then you're back. And again, this is really, you're going to do it wrong because you're a bit careless. It's not shockingly difficult, but it's very easy to press something a little bit quickly or be a bit cavalier. So go through that one, then this one, you can see there's a bar on the ground, so you have to jump. Always check there's nothing above, by the way, because you don't know. So when that bar goes back, you jump over it, then you're here. This one, you can see what you want to do straight away. You want to run through it. When that bar comes back, you get caught.
Intruder alert.
Actually, that one I never remember. I've done the other four, and I always know which to do, but I'm not sure if that's a jump over or a go under. We'll see. But you can see from doing that, it's literally trial and error. So the worst that can happen is you have to go back. Don't just run through it because you're frustrated. The first ones are the simplest ones. But what's tempting in all these kind of games, I think, is when you've done a thing a few times and you kind of know, you think, oh, I just want to do it quickly now. I can't be bothered. And that's where you get caught. It's happened to me loads of times in this mission. Actually, I think it's a jump over one. It's a while since I did this. Yeah, it's a jump over one. It's always good to wait a few times just to watch what these things do, because it's easy to think you know. That goes up, that comes back, that bar needs to go over there. Okay. Yeah, there's not enough time to run through. That's what it is. It's always tempting in these kind of missions, I think in every game.
All unauthorized personnel must vacate the premises.
It's always tempting, I think, in every game when you do these things to try and do it really quickly each time you do it, because you already know what you're doing and you think, oh, I'll just run through it like I just did there without stopping. And then you'll get busted because you've kind of not paid attention, because you're literally just, like I'm doing now almost, just rushing. And like I said, it's just this stupid one at the end that's annoying. Actually, I always do it from that side, I don't know why. Yeah, that's what you had to do. So we've done that. We're here, and we just need to go back through this.
All right, Sebastian.
And
This
there
is
we
what
are.
you and your friends have been training for. Time to crash the security grid for Daddy.
So you just have to come through here, you go to this access point, you insert your micro drones, and there you go. And now we come to the really horrible part. Now this is the bit where people I've read online give up. I gave up after trying this many times for a day or two each time, and like I said, it's because I'm absolutely rubbish at this, so anyone that's even slightly good at flying things, manoeuvre, this will be easy. I'm not good at this kind of thing at all. So it was hard for me, but again, what I would say is it seems hard, but once you know what you're meant to do, and once you follow what you're meant to do, it's not that hard. I think I had 2 games I was playing with this at the same point, And I did one and I did it, and then I just did the other one straight out because I kind of knew. So these things, you have to blow the things off. Any grill you find in this, you've got a laser and you can just shoot the locks off. You want to shoot them off, you don't need to burn them off, you just need to shoot them off and that will fall down. You go through. And what happens in this is there's loads of fans and hot points and heat points, and you'll get blown around, and you'll get, if you touch anything that's blue, very bright blue, that's a electric point. If you touch anything that's really hot or go into a room that's really orange or yellow, you'll get burnt. And if you go near these fan things in the wrong way, you'll get blown around. So, and these microdrones, they have lives. They don't last forever. You'll see, I'm sure, because I'll get things. So in the first one, you have to come to here, and you can see the wind. And these aren't things that you would necessarily know. Thank God for YouTube, because these aren't things it would be easy to work out if you had to go through this whole mission. This is quite long, this bit. If you had to go, every time you see these things, just shoot them off. If you had to go through this whole mission without knowing, and you had to discover each thing yourself without knowing what it was, it's hard. And I think the first few times I did this, or the first 100 times, whatever, I didn't look online, I just did it. So you come into this next bit, and you have to follow the pipes. You don't want to touch these blue things. There's a fan you can see on the left blowing across. So you want to follow these, follow it as low down as you can, and then you use this tray where the pipes go to cover yourself from the wind. And stick to them rigidly. So we've done that bit. If you die in this, you'll go back to where this little thing just started. You won't go back before the lasers. So you fly around here. Now you can see more of these blue things which you don't want to touch. There's no fans in this little bit, so this bit you don't need to worry about being blown around. But it's easy to accidentally touch one of these things because it's sometimes hard to gauge, or I find it hard to gauge depth in this, so you don't know how near you are to one, and then you touch it. Things off here, that will fall down. That's handy because when those things fall down over that, it covers the electric. So the next thing is, this is one of the things I got stuck on for ages. There's a heater in there, heat exchanger, thing that makes the room very hot, whatever, you can see how hot it gets. And what you have to do is you have to fly downwards. You can see where that dot is there, there's a gap, and you have to fly into that when the heat goes off. And I can't tell you how many times I did this unsuccessfully. Because if you get stuck in that room for long, especially the first times I did this, because I'd already got to this point and my drone was not doing very well health-wise, it's very hard. And it's not easy because, like I said, it's, and this is just me, I'm sure there's loads of people watching this or have done this who are very good at this kind of thing, but I'm not good at this, and so it was the worst sort of mission for me to do. So don't get too near it because you can start melting. Yeah, okay, so that's what happens. So that's a good, actually that's a good example. So what happened there is what happens often, which is that you can't, it's not always apparent how far you've dropped down until you get to the hatch. So you come back to here, so again, it's not the end of the world, and you've seen this bit is not shockingly difficult, but that bit, it's very easy to misjudge, and I've done that, I can't even tell you. If I realised how many times I've done that, I would be upset how much of my life I've spent doing that one little bit. But you come back to there, so you don't start the whole thing again, you don't have to do the laser thing again, and you just have to do this bit again. And like I said, if you're one of those people that's very good at these fidgety little fiddly things like this and good at flying, then this will be a lot easier. But as I've said, and I was quite happy actually to read this online on YouTube, that it's not just me that found this difficult. A lot of people found this difficult. The thing you really want to do, I'll tell you now, is when you get to here, you don't want to have lost a lot of life on your mini drone. If you've already got like a couple of life points left, then just give up. Just fly into a thing and start again, because the chance that you'll touch something or get slightly burned somewhere and it'll kill you is very high. So there's no point in going past this bit if you're very low on health already. So you get back to this. If I keep getting killed in this, see that it's really easy in this, even when you're being very, very careful, to accidentally touch something that you don't see, because it's very hard. Like you can see these things there, you've dropped down, but it's very hard to get the right sense of how near you are to something. If I get killed in this again, what I'll do is I'll replay it again in a part 2, because I'm aware this video will get long, and so I'll replay this part again just from this, so I won't do the whole other bit on video, so we'll see. Because there's another... There's quite a lot after this, actually. It's actually quite upsetting, because when I first... Yeah, I'm very killed. Actually, this has made a good example, because as you can see, I've got very little life. But I can show you at least I got through that bit. So you get to another room, and you want to not be blown by those things. It's not, again, I remember the first time I got this far, and I was probably on a similar life, and it's like, oh my god, I've got this far, and I think I got killed somewhere here. So you want to use the blue electric circuit thing as a shield from the wind turbines, and then you need to the next wind turbine blowing across to that, and you need to go down, but you need to go down exactly the right angle. And it's very hard there. I got killed there lots of times until I realised it's very hard there not to touch something. So what you're ending up now is a situation where you don't want to touch anything, because we're very low on health. Now this is an annoying bit. So you get to this bit, there's a wind turbine there, and what you need to do is you need to use that turbine to blow you, literally use the draft to blow you through the next bit. Now this would be really good if I wasn't on low health, because it's not shockingly hard. And amazingly I did it, but like you saw, it's very easy to bang into something. And you come to this. Okay, this is where I wanted to get to. This is important. So when you get to this, and this is a thing I didn't see in, it may have been in some videos, but I didn't see anyone mention this, and this is a very important factor. When you get to this part, if you die now, you'll come back to here. And I can't stress enough how important that is, because when I first saw this mission, and I sort of forwarded bits of it to how much you have to do still, and I thought it's impossible to this stage without losing some of my drone health, and it's impossible. But actually, if you die now, you'll come back to here, not come back to the beginning of that. So that is a very helpful piece of knowledge, and you don't have to really worry about your health from here. So again, one of the things you can do, which is kind of saves time, is because I'm dying, I could just have flown into a wall and come back, but I'm going to clear the way a bit like I said, those things are a direct shot. If you end up like having to press it for a while, it means you're not on the right angle. So you can open these hatches, and once you open them, as many times as you do this run, they'll be open. You don't have to keep doing it. They're already done. So the chance that I get through this whole bit without being killed is not good, but that's all right. Because we go back to there, so you come to here. There's a hot plate, not hot, it's a circuit on the ground, which we don't want to touch. Like I said, these things are a little bit annoying because the direction on these things is not easy sometimes. When that falls, that covers the thing on the ground, then you've got difficult. I'll make it difficult now because I said that. There you go. There's another one. I think when I started doing this, what I ended up doing, because I was trying to touch too many controllers at the same time, and I ended up accidentally flying up or down when I just needed to go forward. And I think a tip in this I would do, if you're not very good at this, or you're not very good at these kind of things, is don't even have your finger, when you just need to go straight forward, and there's quite a few like that thing when you fly through the tunnel where the fans blow you, don't have even have your finger on the up down, but it's really easy when you're flying and something happens to press the up down, and if you don't need to, you'll do it by mistake. So here, and this is a good place to die, you need to follow those pipes, but you need to wait for that thing to cool down. I don't remember the timing of this, I don't remember how much time you've got now. It's not as hard as the first one. That first little heat thing where you I got killed. That first little heat thing where you fly through is the worst one. So as you can see, good example, we're now back in here. That was probably the most miraculous game-changing thing I found out when I first got to this point, the first time I played this mission, and I realised that actually you get a new healthy microbot from there. I thought, okay, this is not that bad, because you've only got to get to halfway without being killed, and then you haven't got to keep doing that bit again. I think if it hadn't been that, if you had to keep going back to that first bit, and as you can see, all the hatches are open now because I've already done it. If you had got to go back to that first bit, I think I would have actually just given up. Yeah. Like I said, if you're not good at these, I would seriously advise you not to keep your finger anywhere near the other keys that you don't need. So for example, with that straight through flying, don't keep your finger near the up down, because it's so easy to press something. But it made the whole thing a lot less it made the whole thing a lot less stressful once I read go back to that beginning bit, because now you've seen where I have to go back to, and it's not the end of the world. So here it's another one of those fly straight through. So what it is there's a heat thing and another heat thing, and there's a small pipe in the middle. So you have to fly through the first heat thing when it's off, obviously, stop in the middle part, and then fly through the second part when that goes off. But you haven't got the option to wait endlessly in the middle pipe, because if you do and the one behind you starts heating again, you'll get melted. So you have to do it all in kind of one go. But not literally in one go. So you fly through to this, you wait, that goes off, and then you have to fly through to this. And again, I think the first times I did that, I waited because I was trying to be cautious. This is some of these things in this you need to be cautious, some you don't. So we come through here. Again, follow the pipes. The pipes show the way. Okay, so here's a thing, there's lots of circuits and wind things, and all you need to do here, it looks very daunting, but what you need to do is just follow these, and follow them as carefully and as slowly as you need to. There's no rush, and I've not experimented because I don't want to die, but I'm not sure, but you can never be sure that if you fly a little bit off track, you can get touched by a circuit and killed, you can get blown into something. So you just want to follow these along. And like I said, I get why people think this mission is really hard, and I think it's really actually good because I thought it was horrible. I was stuck on this mission for ages when I first played this, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so upset because this is my favourite game, I so wanted to continue, and I was stuck and I couldn't do it. But once you actually know what you're doing, it's actually not that difficult. It's just a question of knowing what you're doing. And I was kind of like, okay, it's good to read what everybody says about something. Like I said, always be careful because it's so easy to get blown somewhere. It's kind of a mixture because I understand completely why people were really frustrated with this mission. I was. And I was like, I can't play this anymore, I'm so upset, I can't continue this game that I like so much. But equally, now I've done it, and like I said, I'm absolutely silly flying. I'm absolutely terrible at these kind of things generally. It's not that hard, kind of the premise and what you're supposed to do. So it is annoying, but it just needs application. And I think one of the things that I really wanted to make this video about was that from a standpoint of it's not easy, and I'm rubbish at this, and you've seen me doing it, and I'm not great. It's doable, even if you think it's shocking and terrible, and I thought it was terrible, and I thought it was awful, and you'll read online how awful it is, and that will make you think, oh my god, I'll never finish it. But actually, from that, I ended up doing it, and it wasn't really, you know, wasn't so bad. So again, look for don't ever try it and just think, oh, I'll take a shortcut, because there's no shortcuts. But yeah, so I thought I'd make this video because I've seen, you know, both sides of this, and I've seen the bit where people say it's really difficult, and it is, and I was really frustrated. And I've seen the people say, oh my god, I can't believe they put this in the game, it's so hard, and it is. But it only is until you kind of work out what you're supposed to do. And once you do know what you're supposed to do, it becomes, you need to go down the bottom of these pipes, make sure you don't go on the top. You need to go underneath where the wind can't get you. It's like, okay, you know, I've played other games where there's been difficult missions, and this is not, and this is from a person that's rubbish at flying and these intricate little fiddly things. Once you do know what you're doing, it's not, not terrible. You have to fly along there, always stick to the path. When you get past the wind bit, you can drop down to that hatch, but make sure you go as far along here as you can, because it's very annoying if you get to this bit and you get killed. So you come through here, And over, where is it? Oh, there it is. Over there, there is one final little hatch. Which drops down. Then you've got this one room where you have to kind of fly. It's a heat room. And what you need to do is fly through it all in one go, because when there's quite a few sections, but once the heat in the first bit goes out, the heat in the next one goes out, so you have to just literally do it in one. It's a fly straight through, and you don't need to do much else, he said. Again, in this I would advise you not to be fiddling around with height controls too much, because it's really easy. To get killed. Oh, okay, that's happened before. So what happens is, and I don't know why that happens, when you get to the door of that, if you get to the end of that heat thing and you think you've been killed, it happened a few times to me. I don't know whether it was a glitch or whether I had one health point left on my microdrone, but you don't die. So yeah, that happened before once, so that's good. So as you can see, that's the end of that really difficult part, and all you do now when you're here is you just have to shoot these boxes. They're circuits, but we'll just call them boxes because that's what they look like. I wouldn't get too near one, but I'm not sure if you can be killed on one anyway. But you just have to shoot all these gold boxes, orange, gold, brown, whatever they are. Very simple, this bit, compared to the rest of it. You don't even have to be really accurate with your aim. So once you do it, don't worry about that, that's good. You've blown the circuit, don't worry about that, it'll all short circuit and blow up, doors go open, there you are, and you can run through
You should be able to access the Themis project now.
this. You don't have to run. I think I ran through the first bit because I think once I got burnt on some circuits there or something happened, I don't know what it was, but now I always run. You just interact with this, you get a little video of that Albion arsehole, smug bloke who thinks he knows everything.
London, once a beacon of civility, now
blah blah blah. So anyway, so yeah, like I said, the whole reason I wanted to make this video is there's a few things I noticed about times you don't have to worry as much because you respawn, which is the laser part where you respawn, and the and that second, that microdrone where you respawn after the first section, and they're very important things to know. And the other important thing to know is coming from a person who's rubbish at that, and it really did take me a very long time to get the hang of that bit, and I thought I'd never do it, and there's lots of things online saying how difficult it is. Don't be put off, because once you kind of follow it, I mean, I'm not saying follow mine, but follow the people who've done it straight out without killing themselves, it's not that hard. And so this is a video for all the people who have either been frustrated and disappointed by not getting through this, or the people who've tried it, read online how difficult it is, not realised you get respawns in the laser part, or respawns in the microdrone part after the first half, and kind of given up as they thought it was impossible. All the bits I've demonstrated, including being killed quite often, it's not impossible. And so it's a video just to give hope to people that have maybe kind of read too many things that say it's hard or tried and failed. And like I said, I've shown you all the bits to this, including the respawns and the places to get killed, and the fact that you don't have to do it all in one go to do it, and it's doable.
Fuck it, fine.
It's doable. So then you just have to come to this. These bits are really simple. You'll be so glad to be doing these once you've done that other bit. Trust me. You just have to do this. You wipe the whole thing with a virus or upload a virus, whatever.
Yes, we'll have the award ceremony another
Then it will
time.
say,
Get out now.
escape the area, and like I said at the beginning, you don't need to worry because it's not anything bad. We've killed everybody anyway, but even if we hadn't, it's not that kind of mission. You just have to run around here, you get to that, you press that, and then when you interact with that, you are out. There's a little loading screen, and you're done. And played that mission like that. I got through the laser part, I think, after the first few times without any help. But it's not that difficult. It's just a question of working out in your head what the lasers do. But the other part with the micro drone, if you have to go through each part of that experimenting to sort of get frustrated getting killed so often, and if you get your micro drone, as you've seen, damaged badly halfway and you don't know you get a respawn at that middle bit, you'll just give up hope. And I gave up hope until I actually did that and found out I got a respawn. And I was like, I think I was on 2 health, like I was in this game. And I was on 2 health going into that middle bit, got killed, and I thought, oh my god, going back to that beginning, and actually I respawned, and I thought, oh my god, if I'd only known this, I would have tried it more times, because all I have to do is get through that, really that burning room where you have to drop down to the hatch in that first microdrone part. Once you get past that, that's really the end of the first part where you're going to get killed. That's the bit where you're going to get the most likely damaged. So, they talk a lot now about how great it is, and you've foiled Themis and Albion and that Nigel Cass bloke who's a real arsehole, and we talked to this guy who's going to maybe help us later, but he doesn't want to join. That's fine, we don't care. We don't really want anybody else joining and standing around in our base, because the other 2 people that joined, the police officer and the other hacker group woman, they just stand around in our base, and we don't really want more people just standing about like that. It's a bit weird. So there you go, mission complete, and we've done it. And that opens up, I'll just show you, it opens up 2 more missions, which is that one there and that one there, which that one was already coming along, but you don't get that mission this mission numerous times. I was kind of hoping that if I kept playing, just, you know, trying to recruit different people and getting rid of people and recruiting new people and keeping the game going, I would end up getting that mission, but you don't. You have to actually complete this mission to do it. Just for information, these other borough missions, they're not compulsory. You can do them to get, I think it's tech you can only get if you do more missions. Let me just see. Yeah, you need 4 boroughs to do that and 6 boroughs to do that, but you don't need that. If you find them difficult, they're just for fun, really. You just need the first couple to get things you need. But yeah, so there you go. We've done Belly of the Beast. I did it in not one go, but it was, like I said, it's a fantastic at those kind of traversal fly missions persons go. So I did it in a way that I would imagine a lot of people who aren't fantastic at that would do it. I made mistakes, I got killed, I had to respawn, but I did it in okay time. I think it's been about 50 minutes. And again, like I said, from the beginning part, you can take that part as a stealth mission, and that would cut some of the time out. If you're good at that, if you want to do it like that, you can do the bit where you get the spider bot, and you get the information from the top floor first, you get the spider bot second. You can do that in a stealth way, and it'll probably might be quicker than killing everybody. But I thought killing everyone was more fun. But anyway, but that might be quicker, so it can be a lot less time than this. But anyway, there you go, of how you can survive and get through a very difficult mission, even if you're not very good at it, just by kind of persistence and kind of knowing kind of what you're doing and doing the right things, even if it's very difficult. And it seems difficult once you kind of know. It's not, and I guarantee you, and I wouldn't have believed I'd say this because I didn't think so, once you do it, you'll be able to do it again without much difficulty. And I did it. I think the first time I did that mission, and I had about 2 games going at the time. I just did it on the other game straight away, straight through. So anyway, thanks for watching. Next time I will be continuing with Phoenix Point. But anyway, have a great day. Take care.